A lovely evening and thank you for watching Times News with me, Edita Soko. First, the headlines. Ministry of Health destroys over 19,000 expired doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Malawi launches an Academy of Sciences to come up with solutions to daily life challenges. And legislator expresses worry over a jump in suicide cases in the country. We have these and other stories, and do stay with us. And our first news item, the Ministry of Health has destroyed through incineration 19,610 expired doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, which expired in April this year. Health Minister Kumbize Chiponda says the exercise, which took place at Kamoso Central Hospital, was done to assure Malawians that expired vaccines are not used in the health system. Odrika Balamula reports.
Malawi is the first country to destroy the expired vaccine, the development that attracted the attention of many, including the international media. Before the doses were dumped into the incinerator, Chiponda and other officials verified the quantity by sampling collections from different districts. In the presence of other witnesses such as the Anti-Corruption Bureau, police and civil society organizations, among others, Chiponda took lead in the dumping of the expired doses into the incinerator. She said the process will ensure accountability to Malawians that no one will be given the expired vaccine.
Products or indeed any expired goods or indeed any expired vaccines. That is why you see that even Anti-Corruption Bureau, they are here to witness. Officials from Ministry of Finance, they are here to witness. Also the police, they are here to witness. We do all this so that there is transparency. Nobody can go behind and get the vaccine, and start giving to the people. No, we don't want to do that. So that is why we do it in an open manner, just to give assurance that indeed that batch, we are done with it as we are talking now. And also just to give assurance to Malawians that the vaccine which they are getting now, because we're still continuing with the exercise in all the districts. The vaccine which they're getting now, it is a good vaccine. It still has a good shelf life.
Malawi Health Equity Network Executive Director George Jobe is optimistic that the development will persuade more people to trust the vaccine currently being administered.
We have seen the expired vaccines being destroyed, and we have also verified, we have counted the numbers. We are happy because we know soon after they expired, many people were affected, and some refrained from being vaccinated. They thought all the vaccines had expired. It developed that negative attitude.
The African Union provided 102,000 doses in March, and the country failed to consume the 19,610 within the 2 weeks and 5 days, according to the authorities. The next batch of vaccine is set to expire next month, and the country is also expected to receive another batch of 900,000 doses.
Malawi has launched an Academy of Sciences which will pull scientists from different disciplines to come up with solutions to daily life challenges. The Academy was launched on Wednesday at the Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Luana, and it will be driven by Malawian scientists. Matthews Kasanda has the details.
Minister of Education Agnes Nyalonje says the Academy will help the country to achieve the Malawi 2063 vision because it gives a chance for the country to have highly skilled human resource. The minister further said the Academy will help to nurture people who have skills without education and promote their innovations.
For everything that we have planned as Malawians to do, we will need highly skilled human resources. That highly skilled human resources needs to be developed, and the development is through education. And when we talk about education, you cannot think of education without the sciences.
National Planning Commission Director General Thomas Mutali said the pillars of Malawi 2063 need science, technology, innovations, to advance and that the Academy will be used as an advisory board.
And we are going to be using this as an advisory board in as far as sciences is concerned in this country. So we are very excited, and what we hope is that government and partners will support the Academy so that it's sustained.
United Nations Technology Bank for Least Developed Countries Managing Director Joshua Setiba said the country needs solutions that are science-driven.
When you discuss challenges around food security, challenges around unemployment, science should be at the heart of that discussion. Solutions that are science-driven should be the ones that are looked for to address those issues.
The Academy will bring together Malawian scientists, including Malawians who are outside the country.
Some farmers in the country have accused State-owned Agricultural Development and Marketing Corporation, ADMAC, of delaying to start buying maize. They say this is forcing them to opt for selling their crops to vendors at lower prices. But ADMAC spokesperson Agnes Jugokondovi says the state grain trader is currently not buying maize because the available maize on the market does not contain the required moisture levels to allow proper storage. Johannes Simon has this report read by Mandi Pondani.
Most of the farmers we interviewed in Mangochi say they are selling their maize to vendors because government is yet to open its markets as earlier promised. For instance, Matei Njera from Chilipa in Mangochi says he went to ADMAC to sell his maize last week, but was told that ADMAC is yet to start buying the commodity. Instead, Njera says he sold his maize at 70 kwacha per kilogram to vendors who are currently buying the maize across the country. But in reaction, Chikoko says ADMAC markets are open across the country to allow farmers to sell their commodities. However, Chikoko says ADMAC is purchasing crops whose moisture content is below 14% to allow proper storage. She says previously ADMAC has been disposing rotten maize because it was buying maize with high moisture content, which was becoming difficult to store. She therefore urges farmers to be patient and allow the maize to dry before taking it to the market. Chikoko says ADMAC has enough funds to buy maize this year, saying that farmers should not rush to sell their maize to vendors who might in the future sell the same to ADMAC. According to Chikoko, ADMAC will this year purchase 300,000 metric tons of maize from local farmers. Apart from maize, ADMAC is also buying some farm produce such as groundnuts, beans and soya beans.
Now, leader of the United Democratic Front, UDF, in Parliament, Ned Boyer, has expressed worry over what he calls a significant jump in suicide cases in the country. Boyer, who is Zomba Antonio lawmaker, was speaking in Parliament when he responded to the State of the Nation address delivered by President Lazarus Chakwera last Wednesday. He said the COVID-19 pandemic has also aggravated stress levels among Malawians, resulting in the rise in suicide cases. He explains.
What came on top of my contribution was on the issue of mental health and suicide. This is an area that has been neglected for a long time, and as a country we're losing a lot of people through suicide. And we've kept quiet for long. I think it's high time that we need to do something. I implored the government to institute a committee of professionals that will be looking into this issue.
Leader of the UDF in Parliament, Ned Boyer. The National Women's Lobby Group, NAWOG, has expressed worry over a continued increase in cases of sexual, gender-based violence and other harmful practices amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The organization made the remarks on Wednesday during a debate on ending gender-based violence hosted by Blantyre City Council. Thomas Kajere has more.
Project coordinator for National Women's Lobby Group, Atubere Wirima, expressed the worry on the increase in the cases, adding there is need for all stakeholders to come together in the fight to create a safe environment for everyone.
What we're advocating as an organization is that we want women and girls to feel safe in this country. They are there to take part in development processes because violence affects not only just the victim, but it affects us all. They also have the right to live in a country where they are protected from all forms of violations.
Gender Development Officer for Blantyre District, Agnes Napwanga, said the situation needs immediate intervention, saying during the first wave of COVID-19 pandemic, Blantyre alone registered about 380 child marriages.
As you are aware, during this COVID-19 pandemic, cases of sexual gender-based violence have really risen up. As a matter of information, during the first wave, Blantyre alone registered almost 380 child marriages surrounding the communities due to the pandemic as a result of school closures and the lockdown.
Meanwhile, Deputy Director of Health and Social Services for Blantyre City Council, Samden Seunda, said on its part, the council will continue to sensitize its residents through subcommittees established in all the 23 wards.
As a council, we will continue sensitizing our residents. One of the issues that we have done is to come up with the subcommittees on gender-based violence in all the wards. We have 23 wards, so each ward has a subcommittee on sexual gender-based violence, so that these issues should be reported whenever they happen. They should be discussed openly, and the peer groups, more especially young girls and the small children, whenever they happen to have such abuse done on them, reports should be facilitated, because by having those committees near to where they are living, it will be easy now to report.
People of different denominations attended the discussion.
This is Times News. We'll be back with more shortly.
Your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums. Ah, Colgate Herbal. Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Ikolole kungonjezera mayunitsi atnm kuyambira 200 kwacha kapena kuposera pamenepo mutha kukhala mmodzi mwa mamilioneya mu TNM Tikolole promotion. Koma mukaonjezera mayunitsi ndi 100 kwacha kapena kuposerapo mudzilandira mabonus oyimbira foni, SMS kapena data pompo.
TNM, always with you.
Welcome back. The Lilongwe Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chira says the court will give its ruling on an application by the defense for the magistrate to recuse himself in a defilement case involving Stuart Kalungama on Thursday. Kalungama is accused of defiling his 9-year-old stepdaughter. According to the defense, the accused feels his rights were infringed upon by the court. Weze Gaosi was at the court and she reports.
Addressing the court, defense lawyer Edward Jagalamuka has asked the magistrate hearing the case to rescue himself. He was saying the defense has arrived at the decision because the accused person is not comfortable with the magistrate. The defense was saying the accused person feels his rights were being infringed by the court, citing an example when the accused was sick but the court went ahead with the trial, going against medical recommendations that the accused should be left to get healed first. But on the other hand, President of Women Lawyers Association, Immaculate Maluza, says what the defense is saying was vague.
We feel that it is a delay tactic, as we see they have not presented any evidence that is substantial enough to require the presiding magistrate to recuse himself. So us as women lawyers and the state, including Madam Zanga, we are all in agreement that this is an application that should just be dismissed and we should continue with the matter at hand, which is the issue of the defilement of the young child.
The state added that being on medication and being sick are two different things.
Mayor for Mzuzu City, Kondwani Brian Nyasulu, on Wednesday barred journalists from covering part of proceedings of a full council meeting at Mzuzu Council Chamber. Nyasulu said the councillors were about to start discussing what he termed as internal matters, hence the move. From the city, Sam Kalimira reports.
The full council meeting was reflecting on the third quarter of 2020-2021 financial year, and councillors were among others receiving reports and resolutions on key issues. Nyasulu chased out the journalist from the chamber soon after his opening speech, and at that time the councillors were about to start deliberating on the first item of the meeting.
I think we realized that there's just a lot of media issues leaking from our discussions here. So today we thought, let's just do on our own. This is what we want to tell you. So it's not just each and every issues that we want you to report on. There's some also confidentiality issue that is at play here.
No councillors objected this, and the journalists walked out. The development comes a few months after Media Institute for Southern Africa, Malawi chapter, awarded Mzuzu City Council as the most closed-up organization in giving out information. The council was rated against 10 other institutions in a period between June and July 2020. Commenting on the development, Nyika Media Club chairperson Joseph Mwale said it is sad that journalists are still deprived of their right to information despite the Access to Information Act. Mwale said the full council meeting is meant for everybody, adding blocking journalists from covering the proceedings raised questions. During his opening speech, Nyasulu commended an initiative by the councillors who recently followed up how the Secretariat collects market fees. Among others, the councillors sued shops, institutions and individual houses over unpaid bills.
Northern Region Water Board says the 150 million Kwacha Prince Tala Award has helped the board extend water supply to some locals surrounding Mzuzu City. The award was given to Northern Region Water Board for effectively implementing the Mzimba Integrated Water Supply Project that was executed in the year 2019. Sam Kalimira has a report.
Northern Region Water Board Director of Operations Asomani Ungwe said the project has managed to raise the board's customer base in some rural areas surrounding the city. Ungwe said the board is happy that the resources from the award have helped the board to supply water in rural settings where people were not connected.
This project, which we have implemented with the Prince Tala Prize award money, has also assisted us to extend supply to the peripheral, especially the western side of Rusangazi, Sonda, and Rukarazi. So we're doing okay with the supply of potable water to the communities of Mzuzu.
One of the locals from Rusangazi, an outskirt of Mzuzu city, Kolida Nguruwe, said before the water supply, they were fetching water from Jalawe stream, which is unsafe.
The coming in of the water project has helped ease challenges that we were facing. We used to travel long distances to access water, for example at Jalawe, where we used to go around 2 o'clock, but we still face challenges in accessing the water. We are now free, we have water nearby.
But the project coordinator, engineer Noro Kulemeka, called upon communities to apply for water connection in their respective homes and institutions.
Yes, what we're expecting from the communities is for them to come forward to get quotations for the individual connections into their homes so that they can access the potable water with ease without having any difficulties. So we are ready to do the connections, but they need to come forth for the quotations so that we can initiate the process.
The project has also connected St. Padre Pio Health Center, Kwakupokera Community Day Secondary School, and Rusangazi Primary School with potable water. The project also had components screwed to hygiene and sanitation, where among others, they have constructed ventilated, improved pit toilets in some schools.
Now in international news, the violence in Gaza and Jerusalem is spilling over into communities across Israel. There have been riots in a number of cities where Jews and Muslims live side by side, with the town of Lod near Tel Aviv experiencing the worst violence. Iris Makla reports for the VOA from Jerusalem.
Israeli police on duty during protests in the town of Lod. It's a mixed town inside Israel, where Arabs and Jews live side by side and where neighbours have now turned on each other.
I live here 12 years already. We live here in good neighborhood and usually in good conditions. Usually they don't kill us, and those past days they tried to kill us.
Last night they burnt our houses, our businesses, cars. They approach our children with weapons. They have to be kicked out of here. If not, there will be a big war in Lod.
5 synagogues were burnt in Lod in the space of 2 days, prompting Israel's president to condemn the attacks as pogroms, the term used for 19th century attacks on Jews in Europe. This Jewish man was driving into Lod when a mob attacked his car with stones.
I was lucky that there were no cars behind, so I reversed, stepping on the gas in reverse. I almost ran into people and cars. I didn't see anything. I saw death. Death. Do you know what death is? People jumping at me with stones, throwing stones at me.
In the nearby town of Bat Yam, a group of Jews surrounded an Arab man and beat him, putting him in hospital. A Jewish man beaten in Lod later died of his injuries. The unrest spread to other cities in which Arab citizens, who make up about 20% of Israel's population, live together with Jewish residents. After 3 nights of clashes, Israel's Prime Minister stepped in.
Nothing can justify a lynching of Jews by Arabs, and nothing can justify a lynching of Arabs by Jews. We will not accept it. This is not us, not this violence, not this savagery. We will bring back governance to Israel's cities everywhere, in all cities.
Back in Lod, Arab residents confront municipal officials. They blame them for supporting armed Jewish extremists, who they say were bussed into Lod as provocateurs. Religious leaders, Muslims, Christians, Druze and Jews are trying to calm the situation. In this video, each repeats the words, "Violence is not in my religion." Iris Makla for VOA News, Jerusalem.
And that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines again. Ministry of Health destroys over 19,000 expired doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Malawi launches an Academy of Sciences to come up with solutions to daily life challenges, and legislator expresses worry over a jump in suicide cases in the country. You've been with me, Elita Sokom. You can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page Times 360 Malawi, and you can follow us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Now remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please stay safe and have a lovely night.